Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
A warm welcome and thank you for joining us in Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studio in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Flora Ani, our top stories. Federal government unveils plan to boost oil production by 1 million barrels per day in 24 months. Massive demolition looms in Abuja as the Federal Capital Territory authorities issues fresh ultimatum. Nigerian Institute of Town Planners urges continuous review of city's master plan to prevent urban slums and flooding. Tinubu approves owner-occupier housing scheme for judges in FCT. On the foreign scene, Harris and Trump battle for undecided voters as race enters final 2 weeks. In sport, Confederation Association of Football to decide Libya versus Nigeria case on Wednesday. We'll begin with the FCT. President Bola Tinubu has approved an owner-occupier housing scheme for judges in the Federal Capital Territory. The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike stated these are the groundbreaking of 40 housing units for the Judges' Quarters project at Katampe District, Abuja on Monday. The housing units were for judges of the Court of Appeal, Federal High Court, and the FCT High Court. Wike said 70% of the project budget, which covers furnishing, has been provided, adding that the contractor was expected to hand over the project in 15 months. The gesture, according to the minister, was part of the ongoing effort to improve the welfare of judicial officials in the country. Wike also added that President Tinubu was working tirelessly to ensure the independence of the judiciary through improved welfare packages and conditions of service. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has issued a 3-month ultimatum to owners of uncompleted buildings and undeveloped plots across the Federal Capital Territory to immediately develop their properties or risk losing them. This was contained in the document dated October 21, 2024 and signed by the coordinator, Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, Chief Felix Obwa, and made available to the media on Monday in Abuja. Obwa said that failure to comply with this directive, the administration may take appropriate action, which shall include revocation of titles and demolition of such abandoned structures. This move, according to the FCTA, was necessitated by what it described as the rapid expansion of shanties and quarters within uncompleted buildings and undeveloped plots across the city. Home Builders Association of Nigeria and property developers and part owners of property in Sabon Lube Southwest District layout of the Federal Capital Territory have lamented what they call the continued harassment and demolition of their properties by the Federal Capital Development Authority, which seeks to redesign and confiscate their land in the area. Chairman of the association, Prince Engineer Isaac Omoala, voiced their plight at a press conference yesterday in Abuja, alleging that FCDA and its agent had been subjecting them to intimidation and fear by vandalizing the property of his members. Omolua said that the FCDA had been trying to grab the land belonging to the association by devising different strategies, one of which is a proposed redesigning of the layout. He added that all effort to address the issue peacefully had been scuttled by the FCDA and now resorted to arm-twisting tactics by carrying out demolition of the properties of members of the association. Minister of Housing and Urban Development architect Ahmed Dangiwa had revealed that the federal government is on the verge of introducing revised compensation rates for individuals affected during land acquisition for public projects, noting that President Bola Tinubu is committed to critical land reforms towards effective land administration in the country. Dangiwa, who spoke at the 2024 National Technical Development Forum on Land Administration, focusing on the review of compensation rate on crops and economic trees for project-affected persons in Nigeria on Monday, October 21, 2024, noted that a review of the current compensation rate has become important for the purpose of ensuring project-affected individuals get fair value for their sacrifice. Dangiwa also added that the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President believed that adequate compensation for crops and economic trees is not just a legal obligation but a moral one. He emphasized the importance of an effective land administration system, considering its importance for agriculture, industry, housing and urban development, and its pivotal place as a lifeline for millions of Nigerians, pointing out that what the country has lacked for decades is effective land administration and not a lack of land. The Lagos state government has dislodged illegal roadside traders and dismantled shanties obstructing drainage in infested town. This was disclosed in a statement by the Lagos State Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, via his official X, formerly Twitter account. The enforcement operation led by the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources through the Lagos Environmental Sanitation Corps took place on Monday to tackle environmental nuisances and restore order at 21 Road and 211 Junction. The operation aligns with the state's commitment to environmental sustainability and urban order, ensuring public spaces are free from obstruction that threatens sanitation and public safety. Now to Rivers State. The Eche Community One Political Assembly Simplified Movement Wing has decried the privation and exclusion in the governance of Rivers State led by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Members of the Leaders' Council of the group, who spoke during a press briefing in Port Harcourt, said no individual from the constituency has been appointed for any position in the current state government. The chairman of the Leaders' Council, Paul Nwakwalam, who spoke on behalf of the group, advocated for strategic appointment of Eche constituency 1 individuals into the state government agencies, institutions, and department. Nwakwalam said the appointment was focused on constituency 1 and expressed the belief that inclusion of individuals from constituency 1 will promote fair representation, equity, and justice.
Eche as a people are partners. Ordinarily, our partners should be partners in the administration of the Rivers State government. All 8 political appointments made so far, all of them, in the favor of Eche constituency 2. We are saying simply, it has nothing to do with the leadership or administration of Eche local government council. What we are saying, we are entitled to fair share of representation in the governance of Rivers State, which is different from the governance of Eche local government council. And the governor, the chairman of Eche local government council administers for the benefit of Eche constituency 1 and the Eche constituency 2 without disparity.
Some other leaders of the council urged Governor Fubara to consider including the constituency in the representation of the current administration, pledging their dedication to the progress and well-being of the people of Eche constituency 1.
We are saying here is that, yes, the chairman, like he said, is a statutory thing based on the zoning. We have gotten that. But we need representation in the state executive council. In a place where you have 10 wards and nobody will speak something about you in the council, wouldn't augur well. And we said, people from this side should be remembered. That constituency 1, we should be remembered in the appointments.
Governor represents justice, represents equity, represents fairness. And we are calling on him, using this video, to look at this way, that 10 political wards with large population is left alone without representation at the state level. He should do something about it.
The group, however, expressed belief that inclusion from Constituency 1 will promote fair representation, equity, and justice. The president of the 1917 Northern Consensus Movement, Awa Abdullahi, has raised alarm over the recent alleged attack, killing, and destruction of businesses and properties of Northerners residing in southeastern states of the country, which includes Imo and Abia states, while carrying out their legitimate businesses and occupation. Seeking redress, they further call on the affected state government to start the execution of compensation for lives and properties lost.
To Minister of Defense, to Minister of Interior, to Chief of Defense Staff, to National Security Advisor, to Inspector General of Police, to the Director General of DSS, and also to the Chairman of Lobanta Gatul Market, as well as all the 5 governors of the south eastern states, so that they will be in the notice and also do something to stop this continuous killing of innocent Northerners. I repeat, it will get to a stage where we can no longer control this youth. We can't stop them, because what we are doing now is cajoling and controlling their emotions and telling them that the government is going to do something. I repeat, here's the reason why we are writing to the president directly and addressing this press to the president directly, because we know when we met him during the campaign, the president was emphatic, and we saw the patriotism, we saw the nationalism, we saw the fatherliness in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even before he was elected as president during the campaign when we met with him. And he assured us, and all other groups I'm sure that met with him, that his government, if elected that time, will be a government and a president for Nigerians, not for a side. And that he is practicing. And on that note, we are sending our request and demand and our cries to him to come to weigh into this very matter as early as possible, because these killings are continuous. It is a continuous thing, almost on a daily basis or on a weekly basis.
We take a pause here. More stories coming your way after the break. Stay with us.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back. Glad to know you're still there. Moving on. APC National Chairman ordered National Working Committees in Southwest Governors rally APC ahead of Gubal Hill. Governors Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Abiodun Oyebanji of Ekiti, and Dakpo Abiodun of Ogun State have assured their Ondo State counterpart, Lucky Ayedatiwa, of victory in the November 16 governorship election in the state. The 3 Southwest governors under the platform of the All Progressive Congress were in Akure, the Ondo State capital, to rally stakeholders of the party in preparation for the governorship election. The stakeholders meeting, which took place at the Dome in Akure, was also attended by the national chairman of the APC, Alhaji Abdullahi Ganduje, and other National Working Committee. The APC national chairman Ganduje said the purpose of the gathering was to assure Ondo State stakeholders of the party's unwavering support for Governor Ayedatiwa.
There is unity in this party. There is solidarity in this party. There is vigor in this party, especially when we invited all those aspirants who contested with our candidates. We cannot say that they lost because there is no victor, no vanquish in this exercise.
To come and appreciate you, to come and say to you that yes, indeed, you could have gone through turbulent times. Yes, indeed, you could have had differences in opinions and ideas. After doing all of that, it's important for us as a family to come back together again.
On November 16, we have a duty with history. That will be the first election that we conducted in the Southwest after the presidency of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Number two, we also have a duty to ensure that the achievement of Arakunrin Akeredolu is not reversed.
I assure you that we in Ondo State, we hear with understanding, and all that you have said is noted. I want to thank you most especially for all the leaders of our party in Ondo State that are here in this auditorium, every one of you.
The federal government, through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulation Commission, has announced an ambitious plan to increase oil production by 1 million barrels per day within the next 12 to 24 months. This initiative aims to raise the country's output from 1.6 million to 2.6 million barrels per day by 2026, enhancing energy production and fostering economic growth. Chief Executive Officer of NUPRC, Gbenga Komolafe, made the announcement during the Commission's third anniversary event in Abuja. He described the initiative, dubbed the Project 1 Billion Barrels Increase of Oil Per Day initiative, as an industry-wide effort to unlock incremental production capacity over the short and medium terms. Komolafe emphasized that the project requires the collaboration of producers, service providers, financiers, rig owners, and crude oil off-takers to ensure sustainable growth. The Nigerian Institute of Town Planners has clarified that a city's master plan is not a one-off document, but a continuous review of the town planning to responsive changes for expansion, either due to economic development or social need of the society. National President of NITP Town Planner Nathaniel Atebije made this disclosure during the institution's 55th Annual General Meeting press conference titled "Of Fraud and Flood in Enugu." Atebije noted that the most devastating fraud taking place in Nigeria today is environmental fraud, which he described as the illegal manipulation or misrepresentation of environmental data, activities, or conditions for financial gain, or to avoid regulatory compliance, such as falsifying environmental impact assessments, concealing pollution, engaging in illegal waste disposal, or misreporting emission levels. Atebije highlighted that development goes beyond a master plan, adding that planning is a continuous process. As cities continue to increase in size because of investment, so also is the cost of dynamism of the growth of a city, hence the reason for the provision of monitoring. The Nigerian Institute of Town Planners has conferred honorary fellowships upon distinguished individuals, including General Theophilus Yakubu Danjuma, Governor of Katsina State Malam Diko Umar Rada, and Festus Adebayo, CEO of Fesadeb Media Group and convener of the Africa International Housing Show during the 2024 NITP Annual Conference and AGM in Enugu State. The recipients were honored for their remarkable contributions to urban planning and development of Nigeria's built environment. Giving his remark after receiving the award, Governor Diko Umar Rada expressed his gratitude to the NITP for recognizing the efforts being made in Katsina State.
We thank the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners for recognizing the efforts we are making in our various states. And then I also thank Almighty Allah for making this possible. This should be as a source of inspiration to all of us and source of courage to enable us to achieve more in the area of that. And then I believe that if governments are going to put efforts in the development of town planning, will reduce drastically the effect of the flood disasters that we are witnessing in the country today. So I think we are moving, and we are thankful to the organizers. And I believe that if you look at the caliber of the people that are giving us this award, and then if you look at the professionalism of all of them, it really shows that it's something that we should hold with value and it's something that will give us enough courage to go and perform in discharging the mandate given to us by the people.
Festus Adebayo, upon receiving the honorary fellowship, expressed his surprise and appreciation for the recognition, saying he sees it as a call to do more in promoting town planning and urban development across the country.
The notice for this honorary fellowship of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners came to me as a surprise. And therefore, I see this as a call to do more. And in fact, it's a call to duty for me. It's a call to put town planning, urban planning, as number one in my journey of promoting Nigeria housing and construction industry.
The national president of the Institute, town planner Nathaniel Atebije, also highlighted the importance of integrity, wisdom, and ethical conduct for the newly inducted fellows.
I want to call on all of us, distinguished fellows of the Institute, honorary fellows of the Institute, and honorary members of this Institute, that you must hold yourself accountable. You should be willing to accept responsibility for your actions and decisions. Acknowledge mistakes when they occur and striving to correct them. By being accountable, you maintain the integrity of the Institute and reinforce the trust placed in you.
The ceremony also honored other notable figures as honorary members, including Flora Ani, Executive Director of Africa International Housing Show and Housing TV Africa, Prince Sam Ogri, MDC of Delta Mega Trend Nigeria Limited, Professor Onikwe Adebeniga Yahaya, Architect Dr. Said Aikalai Kori, Group CEO of Think Lab Group, and Basi, Executive Director of Hip City Innovation Center. Some SAC directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria have approached an Abuja division of the National Industrial Court of Nigeria seeking an interlocutory injunction to restrain the bank from replacing them. The SAC directors, who are claimant applicants in a motion on notice filed on Monday, insisted their employment were unlawfully terminated by the bank without a valid reason. The CBN was listed as a sole defendant respondent in the motion filed on behalf of the dismissed directors by the Isa Muhammad and Associates in March this year. It can be recalled that not less than 27 members of the staff, most of them directors at the CBN, were affected by the first batch of reorganization by the financial institution. Among those affected were 8 directors, 10 deputy directors, 5 assistant directors, 2 principal managers, and 2 senior managers. The CBN relieved 17 directors inherited by the new governor, Olayemi Kodoso, with 4 others recently retired on attaining the statutory retirement age of 60. The bank, however, made a move to replace the SAC directors by recently advertising various vacancies in the national dailies. On the foreign scene, China held a live firing exercise from its territory closest to Taiwan 1 week after it launched a large-scale drill encircling the island. Chinese military drills off the Taiwanese coast have intensified in recent years as its claims over the self-governed island have grown. Beijing announced late on Monday that an area around New Shen, an island 105 kilometers from Taiwan, will be closed for drills for 4 hours on Tuesday. Taiwan's Premier Chun Chong-tai said on Tuesday that China should not be conducting such exercises given their threat to regional stability. Donald Trump has continued to rule against CBS, the BBC's U.S. media partner, and called for it to release an unedited transcript of its interview with Kamala Harris on the 60 Minutes program. Trump has repeatedly accused the program of manipulating the interview, citing a clip which was aired ahead of the full interview being broadcast but did not appear in the final version as evidence. In a letter posted on social media, Trump's legal counsel, Lasik Edward Andrew, accused CBS of intentionally misleading the public by broadcasting a skillfully edited interview. released on Monday. A CBS spokesperson said they used a more sun-soaked clip of Harris' answer in the final call to save time. CBS said any suggestion of deceitful editing was false. In sports, the Confederation of African Football will on Wednesday announce its decision on the butchered AFCON qualifying Group D between Libya and Nigeria, which was scheduled for Binani Machaya Stadium on October 15. According to Libya Al Haral channel, the Apex Continental Football Body will announce the final decision regarding the players' ordeal during the first leg in Nigeria in October, which ended 1-0 in favor of the Super Eagles, and the reverse fixtures that would have held at the 10,550 capacity Libya's first all-seater stadium. The outlet also revealed that the Libyan Football Federation submitted all the documents it collected with a specialized lawyer assigned by the body to supervise the Libyan file with the Confederation of African Football. A day after the budget encounter, CAF delisted the fixture from its calendar after announcing its cancellation hours before kickoff, with the matter referred to the disciplinary committee for consideration. Glasgow has been confirmed as the host of the 2026 Commonwealth Games, with the Scottish city staging a slimmed-down version of the multi-sport event. The future of the 2026 edition was thrown into doubt when the Australian state of Victoria, the original host, withdrew last year citing rising costs. However, the Scottish government effectively gave the green light to Glasgow last month. And the Commonwealth Games Federation announced on Tuesday that the 2014 hosts will stage the next games, with the event scheduled to take place from 23 July to 2nd August 2026. The upcoming edition will feature just 10 sports compared to the 19 on show at the 2022 Games in Birmingham, Central England. The CGF said Glasgow 2026 will deliver more than 100 million euros of inward investment into the city and is projected to support over 150 million euros of economic value added for the region. That's the most we can take on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. Federal government unveils plan to boost oil production by 1 million barrels per day in 24 months. Massive demolition looms in Abuja as the Federal Capital Territory Authorities issues fresh ultimatum. Nigerian Institute of Town Planners urges continuous review of city's master plan to prevent urban slums and flooding. Tinubu approved owner-occupied housing scheme for judges in FCT. On the foreign scene, Harris and Trump battle for undecided voters as race enters final 2 weeks. In sport, Confederation Association of Football to decide Libya versus Nigerian case on Wednesday. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store to stay connected. I am Flora Ani. Bye for now.